Hi, everyone. It's Andrea coming back for part 2 for another Rhema word that I heard twice this evening, actually while I was driving today, and I just put it together and I thought I would share. So this word, I don't believe I've ever heard it because I had to repeat it a few times as I was driving and put it in my notes. And I know I said it wrong, but I twice, and then I was like, wait a minute. So I had to literally think about what this word literally could mean as I was sitting in my car listening to this word. I thought it was odoriferous, but it's odoriferous. So interesting. I've never heard of this word before, so it's very new to me. Maybe you guys have heard about this, but it's absolutely amazing. Again, the Lord is so gracious to keep teaching us, even up until the moment he takes his saints home. So I heard odoriferous. Again, just not a word I ever use, and but it's so important in the Bible. So let's get to it. So the character or quality is the most infallible test, and that's of the person, the born again Christian. The most manifest advertisement of a thing or a person. Thus we find the following very instructive passage. God maketh manifest through us the savor of his knowledge in every place. So it's kind of an interesting word here. So I heard it twice at 3:52 p.m. and at 3:54 p.m. And the two times that I received it, 3:42 in Greek is up, completing a process, which intensifies, make fresh, new, properly a new development, a renewal achieved by God's power. So that's the renewal as a true born again Christian. We're always being renewed, right? We're supposed to be staying in that Bible, always focusing on the Lord here in these last days, especially. And then, believe it or not, 3:54 in Greek is a taking up, lifting up, or ascension. So I thought that was really awesome. And odoriferous, say that fast 5 times, is an adjective. It's Latin for odor or Pharaoh, to bear. Okay, you can use it in 3 different ways. So let's look at the biblical meaning of it. So giving scent, diffusing fragrance, fragrant, perfumed, usually sweet of scent, as odoriferous, spices, odoriferous, flowers. What are the spiritual significance of fragrances in the Bible? Perfume in the Bible is found in prophecy, a metaphor, and poetry. The gifts of the Magi, gold, frankincense, and myrrh, served as a prophetic purpose as they foretold Christ's kingship, priesthood, and death. What does God say about aroma? For we are the aroma of Christ to God among those who are being saved and among those who are perishing. I received full payment and more. I am well supplied, having received from Epaphroditus, I can't even say that, Epaphroditus, the gifts you sent, a fragrant offering, a sacrifice acceptable and pleasing to God. Acceptable sacrifices and pious conduct are called a sweet smell or savor. Exodus, Ephesians, and Philippians, well-pleasing to God. So I've heard pious over the last few days. I actually put that in my last video. So now he's kind of confirming what it is. It's a sweet smell or savor for those of us that are, acting piously, and we give acceptable sacrifices to the Lord. And that's, our time and now, of course, and we don't do those sacrificial things anymore like the Old Testament. But it's building that relationship with him, spending time with him in the word, singing to him, praising him. I mean, all the things that is a sweet smell in his nose. The godless life, however, which dishonors God, is hateful to him. I will not smell the savor of your sweet odors, in Leviticus 26:31. The phrase being in bad odor with a person can be traced to biblical language. Ye have made our savor to be abhorred in the eyes of Pharaoh and in the eyes of his servants. Exodus 5:21. Thus, smell is occasionally equivalent with quality, character. His Moab taste remaineth in him, and his scent is not changed. Jeremiah 48:11. For we are a sweet savor of Christ unto God in them that are saved and them that perish, to the one a savor for death unto death, to the other a savor from life unto life. 2 Corinthians 2:14-16. See triumph. In the passage, Isaiah 3:24, the King James Version, sweet smell, or the balsam plant, has been changed to sweet spices. Remember, they buried Jesus with spices too, and he even gave me that spoken word back before the solar eclipse. In Paul's analogy, he separates humanity into two groups, those on the path of salvation and those on the road to destruction. The aroma spread everywhere by the ministry of evangelism was the knowledge of God as victor. Christians who spread the gospel are members of God's victorious army led by Jesus Christ. I actually heard army the other day as well. I didn't put it in here. But yeah, so believers are like the aroma or fragrant spread during the victory processions. Both the victors and the perishing smell the aroma. However, it has a different meaning for the two groups. For the victorious army and its peoples, the aroma would relate to the joy of triumph. But for the prisoners of war, the fragrance would be associated with defeat, slavery, and death. This brilliant metaphor contrasts Christian and non-Christian responses to hearing the gospel. The non-Christians, those on the road to destruction, believers who preach the gospel spread the smell of death, as it were. So again, to those that are non-Christians, the professing Christians that don't know how to read the Bible correctly and they're still in false religion, they're also on the destruction of death. So to Christians, those on the path to salvation, they produce the fragrance of life. You must be born again, hearing the Holy Spirit, learning and being guided by him, or you're rejecting him. Or we are not a non-Christian, just professing Christianity. So if you want to come in and you want to look at the aroma of Christ, there's always the dichotomy, you guys. We have a false church and we have a real church. And I know, many channels are itchy ear doctrine and they're telling you what you want to hear. And that's not my channel. So if you're looking for itchy ear and not the truth, then this channel probably isn't for you. So, I'm obedient to the Lord. I am a mouthpiece and I'm going to continue to bring his rhema words. I'm helping to teach that potential baby Christian that I might come across. I was able to evangelize today at Subway and I was so excited. I had a young man that was engaging and he was so nice. And he was saying, well, I don't know if Jesus is coming back soon, because I was telling him about it. And I said, well, he is. And he was like, well, I can see we're probably at the end. I mean, the guy was like so engaging. He's like, there's so much going on. I'm like, oh yeah, we're truly at the end. I said, well, just to let you know, I hear the Lord and I'm telling you, I don't think we have months left. I mean, I believe he's coming at the precipice of time here. And he said, oh, wow. Like he was just so engaged. And I felt that so refreshing, you guys. So he was breathing in the aroma of Jesus through me. And I felt like I just kind of walked out of there skipping like, wow, somebody was actually not, turning up their nose. He was actually quite engaged. And I thought that was really awesome. And again, remember, our job, guys, is not to save people. That's not our job, but just to talk about the good news of Jesus and, how awesome he is and that he's coming back. That is our job. Go after that one sheep. If they're engaging with you, continue that conversation. If they're not engaging, just shut it down and walk away. It's not worth your time. Don't cast those pearls to swine either. So we'll see you on the next one. And